Now it's time for more Chakotay's Odyssey, featuring the adventures of Janeway. Season 3, Episode 4 is called The Swarm, which makes me think of that last Star Trek movie that we got, Star Trek Beyond, where there was that big swarm of things being controlled by Idris Elba.
Oh.
You don't remember that movie? We saw it in the theater.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Star Trek news, by the way. They're talking about Star Trek 4 again. They're still talking about it and working on it, apparently. So we might get another Star Trek 4 with the J.J. Abrams
they were
crew.
going to do it, and they never told any people that were involved in it they were going to do it.
Yeah, they made the announcement without making any, without getting any contracts with all the all the stars.
Yeah, they
also,
kind of got all.
Do you think they're going to recast Chekhov? Yeah, Chekhov. Do you think they're going to recast him?
So.
I think they should. More than one actor has played Anton.
I know.
What's his name?
Chekhov.
Anton Chekhov.
No.
What's Chekhov's first name? I'm thinking Anton Yelchin. That's the guy who played him.
Exactly. But they.
Yeah, if you know Chekhov's first name, let us know.
In Picard, I think they took Chekhov's. It was Chekhov's son, and they gave him his name combined with.
We are really off on a tangent. So, Star Trek Voyager, your favorite show.
Well, let's go fast because my voice is giving out.
So, The Swarm. It starts off with your favorite Tom Paris, okay, ex-convict, is with B'Elanna, and they're just in a shuttle, and she's just bored out of her mind, falling asleep, and complaining that she's bored and having to sit there for so long. They're in a shuttle.
I think they take like knitting with them or something. They should be doing something because they need to be more self-sufficient.
Yeah, they don't got books in this century. Or they didn't take any to the Delta Quadrant with them.
Yes, or reading on a tab.
Anyway, they're out there doing their thing, and this alien ship sneaks up on them, and then beams onto their ship. Two of them, they turn around, they're like, I think Paris was going to introduce himself, so what do these two alien dudes do? And they're all covered in black, they kind of look disgusting.
Stick them in a zoo?
No, they shoot them!
Oh.
So Tom Paris and B'Elanna get shot right away.
Okay, are they just frozen or dead?
So they get shot.
Okay.
They pass out. Now it's time for the opening credits.
I asked if they're dead because in Star Trek, everyone always comes back to life, so you can die really easily and then just be alive the next episode.
Anyway, it cuts back to the ship, cuts to the holodeck. First, I thought it was the French bar, but no, it's a different place in 17th or 18th century.
Oh.
And who's on the holodeck? The Doctor. Okay? And he's singing opera.
Why not?
Sure. And they got this guest star there, and she's singing opera with him, and she's playing this this famous Italian singer.
I'm not a fan of opera. I like music a lot, but I'm not a big fan of opera.
I'm not a fan of opera either. And so why is Robert Picardo singing opera?
Maybe because he can. Maybe that's one of his talents, so they thought, let's use it.
Anyway.
I mean, the Next Generation was full of ridiculous musical interludes.
Yep.
That I never really cared for.
You didn't like all the music?
No. I like music, but I always just thought that was the dorky part of the Next Generation.
Okay. But it's weird at first because you see Robert Picardo, who you're used to seeing with, the bald head and just a little bit on the sides.
Yeah.
But he's got this wig on.
Oh, well, if it's that time.
And he's dressed. And he's dressed up.
Look
at he's dressed look at this. I'm like, clearly it's a wig.
Okay.
And he's singing with this woman. Anyway, it's a bit disconcerting. He gets called, so he gets interrupted. He gets interrupted by Janeway. So Janeway's like, Doctor, get back to sickbay now. Do your job.
Right.
So they got B'Elanna and Tom Paris, and he has to treat them. No, they're not dead, but they sustained some injuries. B'Elanna is mostly fine.
Are they going to turn into lizards at the end of the episode? Get embedded with lizard DNA? Oh, that would be interesting.
No. They already did that. This is going to be different.
Oh, but I want to see that again.
So they get shot, and now they're brought back to sickbay, and he treats B'Elanna. It was kind of like a stun, right?
Yeah.
So she's fine, but it affected Paris more. He was actually injured. So that means he's got to hang out in sickbay for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
And so you got the actor there, and he's just there sleeping the whole time,
Did the
right?
aliens like probe them, and he's having nightmares with the probing.
We didn't see any probing. No, they beamed aboard, shot them, and then beamed off right away.
Oh.
They didn't do anything.
That was weird.
Yeah, they just took off.
Okay.
So Tom, the actor who plays Tom Paris, just has to sleep in the sickbay for the rest of this episode.
How they say
Great.
hello to other species.
Imagine getting paid to do that. Okay, act like you're sleeping. I'll do you one better. I'll actually go to sleep while I'm here.
I'm gonna check for that.
So, Janeway wants to know, like, why were my people attacked? Okay? When they were just, like, checking out stuff for us.
Yeah.
So, she goes to find the space. Oh, no. First, she's got to talk to the expert. Neelix.
Oh, he's such an expert.
Because he knows everything in the Delta Quadrant.
They should be really far away from where Neelix comes from.
We haven't even gotten into the main story here
yet.
yet.
Should be like far away by now if they're on task.
So there's two storylines going on this episode. There's the Doctor's storyline, and then there's a storyline about the swarm and these aliens.
Should like have hammocks in those shuttles, so when one person is driving, the other person can sleep. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So Neelix, as usual, is useless. Okay?
Yes.
He's no help to her. So they find that there's this section of space controlled by these aliens, but no one knows anything about them. Except
they get shot every time
except any ship that goes in there is never heard from again.
Right.
Okay? And there's never been any survivors, nothing. They don't even know what these aliens call themselves.
Okay,
all right?
No one's tried any diplomacy?
So, Janeway, you'd think, my crew members are going to be fine. Okay? Let's just avoid their space, right?
That makes sense.
Can't do that. That will add another 15 months to their journey.
Well, let's just die then, tonight. Let's all get shot.
But they got to get through their space, right?
Oh, it's like going into those nebulas.
So they get stellar tarkography to map it out so they can pick, like, the narrowest section for them to go through.
So instead of being 70, or no, they're going to be 90 when they get there. They're going to be 91 when they get there.
Yeah.
Essentially, or 101, depending on how.
Okay. So
111 for Janeway.
So they're like, no. These aliens aren't going to push us around. We're going to go through their space. We're going to do some sciencing to trip whatever sensors they have at the border. Okay? Because they have all these fancy, like...
And that's the prime directive.
And then they're going to just...
That's against it.
Yeah. And get this. At the beginning, when they're having this meeting about what they're going to do, Tuvok's like, this is against Starfleet regulations to encroach on alien space. Janeway's like, screw this! I'm going through it anyway!
This is the problem. The rules are never obeyed. They're willy-nilly constantly.
And Chakotay, who once again is barely in this episode, we haven't seen much of him since the love affair episode.
Oh.
He's just always kind of in the background. Has a couple lines and that's it. He's got a pretty easy job. Anyway... So Chakotay is all for it, right? He's like, Captain, we're gonna take care of these alien bastards. We're going through whether they like it or not. I guess he's
supposed to be the voice of reason as well. I don't know.
Guess he's the Maquis rebel.
And they're so inconsistent.
So while they're deciding to do this, the Doctor can't seem to fix up Tom Paris.
Oh.
No, he's shaking and he can't remember things. So he's becoming like an old man.
Okay.
He can't remember. He can't figure out how to do anything, right?
Okay.
So there's a problem with his program. So what do? They get B'Elanna on the task. Okay.
Oh.
So she has to spend all this time with the Doctor, he's his normal, amazing personality.
Right.
But now he's even more annoying because he wants to know what's going on with him.
Right.
And why this is happening to his program. Because the EMH program isn't supposed to run for this long.
Oh.
Okay? She had to put like special things in it so it could keep running. It's only supposed to run for like 15 hours, they said, at most. So essentially, so they have to take the Doctor to the holodeck with B'Elanna.
Make him sing.
He does sing more in the episode, but no, that's not it. They have to go to the EMH diagnostic program that they have in the holodeck.
Okay.
So this holodeck program actually doesn't go rogue. It actually works how it's supposed to.
Oh.
It's the only holodeck program where that doesn't happen, apparently.
Yeah, they're pretty dangerous.
So, and who's the diagnostic tech? another Robert Picardo.
Oh.
So you got two of them. So she has to deal with two of them. And this guy's
I
even...
say it's Mr. Barkley.
Okay, and so this guy, the diagnostic doctor, who's
Yeah.
the Dr. Zimmerman, he's called,
Okay.
he's even more of a dick.
Oh.
He programmed in the personality. So she has to deal with the two of them. Meanwhile, the regular doctor keeps becoming more of a, an old man who can't do anything. And he keeps forgetting everything and leaving equipment around.
Okay.
Okay? And so meanwhile, who becomes the new chief medical officer? Cass is now the chief medical officer. I'm like, what is going on?
Gave up on our plants a while ago. They've been dead for months now.
They find this alien guy when they're going through the space. Okay. They're going through the swarm territory. They find a dead ship, but they found this one alien, so they bring him on. He's got this giant head.
He looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah, kinda. And the doctor's there because he's the doctor, and he's like, I'm going to help because he's so arrogant, right?
Right.
But he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't even know how to even be a nurse, or he's just like some idiot who wandered in off the street at this point with no medical training.
Okay.
Okay, so Cass has to be the doctor, and she has to put up with him.
She's
anyway,
2 years old by now.
Anyway, guess what? The patient dies.
Oh.
Okay.
Cass, go back to your plants.
The patient dies, so they have to keep trying to go through this alien territory at maximum warp for as long as they can to get through it, right? But they stop to pick up this guy. Okay. And then they keep going. Then they keep going. And meanwhile, the doctor, he's not doing good, right? He's not doing good at all. And at one point, Janeway's on the bridge dealing with like a battle situation and the swarm things.
Right.
And she gets interrupted by new chief medical officer Cass, who is like, we're still having problems with the doctor. And Janeway's like, get out of here. There's a red alert. I'm dealing with this. It's so bad. Like, welcome to a military vessel.
I should just realize she's on one.
Anyway, in the end,
they promote a lot of
what happens is the aliens attack them in their swarm. I'll show you it here. So they got all these like swarm little ships, right? They're like one-man ships. And they swarm them and they attach to Voyager.
Okay.
So they have to send out like an energy thing to get rid of them all. Okay. And so then they can keep going through their territory and get away from these pricks. Meanwhile, they're the ones trespassing.
Yeah, I know. So
and
they're not necessarily the bad guys.
The doctor gets restored mostly because the problem with the doctor, it was a storage issue. He ran out of storage because now that he has all these memories, it's taking up all the room. So it's just a simple storage issue. But they can't fix the storage issue. I'm like, really? You can't hook up an external hard drive?
Give him a chip.
I don't know.
Anyway.
So what they have to do is they have to take the EMH diagnostic program and combine it with the doctor's program so that he has more storage space for all his new memories.
So his storage is in the holodeck now?
I don't know.
Okay, that's just weird. That seemed like a weird thing to make.
That's a dumb thing. But it allowed this because this was mostly the doctor's episode, but it was half his and the other half it was Cass's episode.
I mean, if something computer-like is not working, that's the first thing you look at. Is, do I have enough memory? Like, at work, our emails are always going down because we don't have enough.
No, the first thing you do is restart the device. So they want to reset the whole program, but they wouldn't do that because then you'd lose all the things from the last 2 years.
Isn't that something? He should have, like, a warning, maximum.
That's essentially
it's
what
like
happened.
maximum data. Like,
that's
you get a warning on your cell phone.
He ended up starting to disappear just because all the storage space was used up. So that was another exciting episode of Chakotay's Odyssey, featuring the adventures of Janeway.
Okay.